All right, we are solving equations with square roots, square and cube roots. And use your yellow perfect square and cube roots reference sheet. This will definitely help you. So you were given this already and you filled all of this out. So just double check, make sure that those are correct. Um, but you filled that out, so have that out while you're doing this. Now, I'm just gonna do the starred problems just to guide you through, and then you do the rest. All right. So first off, remember that this is the radical sign, and when it's just by itself, when there's no index number showing, then that means that there's a 2 there, which means you're looking for a number, and we call this the square root. So you're looking for a number times itself that gives you 25. Well, what number times itself gives you 25? That's 5. If my pencil would write, there it goes. Now, just if there's no sign on the outside at all, it's a positive 5. We only want the positive root. Because remember, also negative 5 gives you a positive 25. Negative 5 times negative 5. But when it's just by itself, so remind yourself about these. If there's just by itself, nothing in front, it's just a positive root. If it's a plus minus, that means the positive and the negative root. And if it's just a negative on the outside, it's the negative root. So, looking at this one, positive and negative 5, or 20, square root of 25, which is a positive negative 5. We want the positive 5 and the negative 5. This one is going to be a negative 5. Okay, so now just look at your sheet and look at what's 225, square root of 225, 576, and so forth. Now this one, be careful. This one changed. Be very careful because now we have a 3 here. We're looking for a number times itself 3 times that gives you 8. Do not do 8 divided by 3. That's not what it's saying. So what number divided by itself 3 times? So looking at your yellow sheet, what number did you put here? The cube root of 80, a cube root of 8, which is a 2. Now in this case with a 3, could negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 be a solution? Well, 3 negatives, when you multiply, it's going to be a negative. So no, this is the only way this could be the solution there is a positive 2. All right, so now, right here, we have x squared equals 49. We're looking for a number that equals 49. So you've got to be careful here. This x, so we know it's 7, but it also can be another number. It can be positive 7 or a negative 7. Because isn't negative 7 squared? That's negative 7 times negative 7. That's positive 49. So you can write this answer like this, positive negative 7. Okay, so that answer, so when it's a squared, that can be either number. Now we're going to look at this one, the starred one. X cubed equals negative 135, or 125. You're looking for a number times itself 3 times. It gives you a 125. Now we're going to talk about the negative here in a second. But if you look here, what number did you put down that had a 125? Well, you had 5. Because 5 times 5, now 5 times 5 times 5, that gives you a positive 125. So with that being a negative and that being a 3, that has to be negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5. So this x can only equal a negative 5. So you got to be careful with the exponent if it's odd and with this negative here. So that has to be a negative. Okay. All right, so on the back. And I know I'm going a little fast, so just pause it and then come back to this. Now we have 3 times some number squared equals 48. Well, we want to solve for x, but we want to get everything away from the x squared first. So no, remember, this is multiplication. So to get rid of this, or to do the inverse operation, we're going to divide by 3 and x squared. Now 48 divided by 3 is 16. Now be careful here. When it's in this format, x squared equals 16, there are 2 solutions. That x squared, that x can be either a positive or a negative 4. Because a positive 4 squared is 16 times 3 is 48, or a negative 4 squared is 16. So be careful. Whenever there's a squared, there's actually can be 2 answers. Okay, if it's written up in this format. Let me see if there's another one. Yes, right here. Sorry this is so small, but we're saying x cubed divided by 4 equals 128. So now remember with division, to get rid of this division, we need inverse operation of multiplication. So now we have x cubed equals, now 128 times 4, 32, it's 8, 9, 10, 11. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5, and 5, 12. Okay, I remember 5, 12 on our sheet. What number was cubed that gave you 5, 12? So that would be 8. Now be careful, that is a cubed. So does negative 8 times negative 8 times negative 8 give you a positive 12, 5, 12? No. So the only answer here is 8. So you got to be careful there. I think that's all the starred ones I have. But like these are two-step equations. So add 8, divide by 4, then do the cube root. Okay? So you want to think about all your equation work. That's the same. The only difference now is that now you have to do something to think about what the x equals, because you're going to either cube it, square it, things like that. All right. There will be an answer key available when you finish that you'll be able to quickly check and to see if you're done. Now, when you're finished, there are games on the Google Classroom that helps with squaring and cubing and getting you more familiar with knowing some of those pretty quickly. Okay? All right. Have a good day.